on YouTube. Bye. So yeah, now I'm going to close all this CSGO stuff, dude. There's so many CSGO things in here that's not even funny at the moment. Like, dude, I have like 20 windows open of CSGO. Like, not even kidding, like, of like CSGO events. And I've even forgotten something. Like, I even had to close some things from my other stuff as well, which is interesting. So I'm just trying to check a few things at the moment, guys, before I go into the next section. A lot of people in here think I'm going to give away something right now, and it basically says in the link that it's a Gleam giveaway, and people always think I'm giving away something, which is like, guys, like, it says in the Gleam link. And also, you guys wouldn't believe it with the giveaways. The amount of times people have asked me, oh, is Final Fantasy VII Remake, despite it says in the title and in the tweet that it's not the goddamn remake, is astounding, okay? It's like, please, guys, read before I read, okay? Like, read before I read, because seriously, like, I've had so many questions of people asking, you know, is it the remake? I'm like, no, it's not. Like, it says in the thing that it's not the remake. But, you know, people are like, remake? I'm like, no, make. But anyways, guys, let's get to the next section, okay? So the next section, this will be interesting for you guys because this has changed quite a bit. And welcome, guys, for... Okay, I gotta start again. 3, 2... Get some Pepsi in me. 1. Welcome, guys, back to Chilltime with Jose. Welcome to the Games in Review edition for Gaming in Isolation. So basically, if you guys haven't noticed, basically I think Miss Harvey's even taken on this as well. Same with Frankie, actually. That they've been showing off some games as a kind of an ad. And I saw the hashtag being Gaming in Isolation. I'm going like, you guys took my name. Rah! But I didn't really care about it because, to be honest, though, it's all for a good cause. So, you know, basically Gaming in Isolation, if you guys don't know about Gaming in Isolation, to kick it off for this week, or last week, was that I was going to give all the games away that I've reviewed previously, which was FF6, Sekiro, and the Assassin's Creed 2 series. So, we're going to do Corona Watch first of all, because we're going to check how Corona's going in Australia, and obviously you guys are going to realise it's going pretty fucking good, actually. So, in Australia, as you guys may have seen, you know, it's changed now. Like, a lot of the graphs are different colours. So in WA, 548 cases. We only have had like extra 30 cases or 20 cases this week. It's barely any. And we've had cases where there's been 0 case days. So I think it's only been like, you know, 10 cases added even on the WA for like the last week, which is really, really good news to see. And it means eventually that our lockdown will probably get lifted, probably I'd say in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I reckon. Maybe even 3 to 4 weeks that WA will not be locked down. Victoria, Queensland and New South Wales will take a bit longer, given that they had the higher numbers, and, you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. So we got here, we're flattening the curve pretty well. As you see here, the curve is fucking flat as a pancake. In fact, as you guys see here, where is it? 14 new cases since yesterday. And I think there's only two in Western Australia. And as you see here, basically the number of cases are 450 at one point. Basically, our testing is anyone with a fever or a cough. As you see here, there's only 4 cases reported. Like, you know, very few cases reported during the week, so under 50 by miles. Also, as you can see here, the new graphs, new colours. So as you guys can see here, you know, New South Wales probably got, you know, a bit more community spread. And WA still low. South Australia a bit higher. And Tasmania is actually exceptionally high. You want to know why? Why it's super, super high? Because they fucking had a wedding. It's the area where they had a wedding, Tasmania. And like a lot of people got infected because of it. And WA has been mostly overseas. And then Victoria is another one where I think it was I know New South Wales is a cruise ship. Victoria was another one. I'm not sure what it was, where a guy was actively fucking spreading it. I think it was something like that. Like he didn't realize he was spreading it, but he was spreading it everywhere. He was told to stay in isolation. And I think there's 6 people that skipped self-isolation may have spreaded it. And Northern Territory is actually looking to lift in their lockdown, given that there's been no community spread, and there hasn't been a case reported in Northern Territory for about a week and a half now. So now we're going to look in here. Most of our you know, COVID case being from Europe, then America, then at sea. And it really reinforces the point I've been saying that, you know, a lot of it has been from Europe, like people being infected in Europe coming to like America or Australia. And I feel like Europe was the hotspot for it. And then once Europe locked everything down, a lot of the other countries, you know, basically it was up to them. And America royally screwed it up and Australia didn't. That's the main difference. And that's pretty much COVID-19 watch. You know, a lot of guys in their 20s, 30s, and 40s getting it. A lot of females in their 20s actually getting it. It's actually quite a disparity between these two here. And as you see here, there's like, a lot of differences. Like the 40-year-old men seem to get it a lot. It seems pretty crazy, actually. It seems pretty crazy. And in the end, there's the rest of them. Actually, some infants even got it as well, which is kind of crazy too. And some teens as well. In the Korea, they really knocked down on the teens to make sure they didn't go and spread it, since the teens were seemingly immune to it. Now, guys, let's get to the gaming section with gaming in isolation. And we're going to talk about one game that I really enjoyed a lot, which is, as you guys may have noticed, it is going to be... You guys may have seen it playing my stream. If you guys are old viewers of mine, you guys would have seen it on my stream. Before I do that, though, I've got to update the Just Chatting, because it's definitely not Global CSGO Global Offensive anymore. It's going to be basically Chilltime with Jose, the gaming in isolation, Far Cry 5, New Dawn, GTA 5, and Yakuza 0. And this game I enjoyed a lot. This game was definitely one I enjoyed a lot in general. It's one of my favorite games, and it was recommended to me by one of the streamers I take a lot of feedback from, because she's actually really good and just being blatantly honest to you and up to your face about she doesn't mess around. She doesn't really care about your feelings too much. She'll tell you straight up what she thinks about it, and that's what she recommended me. And it's Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 is probably the most complete game I've ever played. There's crazy stunt challenges and time challenges. There's just absolutely wacky American humor. Oh my god, Montana, it's a far right state, and holy crap, it captures it perfectly, Montana. This game, man, is just so perfect in capturing the crazy hick and stuff like that stereotype, and the crazy, the religious people as well. And there's a lot of memes in the American scene into this game as well. Having a grizzly bear as a pet, holy shit, that was hilarious. They had, a dog and a panther, then they have a goddamn bear that you can use, and you have to, the mission to help the bears, the right to bear arms, and, a lot of memes like that as well. The religious cult is, a mock of Christianity, basically, Joseph Seed is the god or whatever, and what he says is going to happen. And ironically enough, with his doom says, everyone's oh, it never happens. It actually happens in it actually happens at one stage, or visualize it, it happens. It's not sure what you can do. And also, there's a lot of, craziness you can do in this game. You can fly cars, you can parachute, you can wing glide, and they're all perks you can unlock. And it's just an insanely fun game as well. One of the guys you have to verse to kill, you battle in a plane battle, essentially. And, oh my god, what a original name. What original name. Guys trying to get people to say, I swallow XXX. Pathetic. But, it's a magical game where you get... The best part about it is the Clutch Nixon missions. The Clutch Nixon missions are hilariously fun. And, dude, the music in the Clutch Nixon games is so good. And it's Clutch Nixon's like Evel Knievel in stunts, where you gotta do incredible turns, flips, and you complete it all in a certain time frame. And dude, the music is so good. So good. And I spent hours on a challenge of a plane. And it was just amazing. I just wanted to keep getting better and better and better at it, and I want to do it. And I loved it to bits. This game. Basically, it was really complete. They had real engaging storyline where at certain points you would just get randomly captured, and it would just progress the story a bit. And essentially, a lot of the bad guys, you could feel sorry for them. You could understand why they became who they are effectively. In fact, one of the bad guys, it's not sure whether they even existed at all. After the boss fight, you don't get to see their corpse. So it's not sure even if they existed at all. And there's a lot of speculation about it as well, whether they existed at all. And it's just a crazy game where anything and everything happens. There's this one side mission in particular with Herc Senior. Herc Senior basically is a senator of Montana, and he's talking about trying to get votes because he's gonna be not elected again. He's gonna be unelected. Basically, he's gonna be losing the election race, and he's like, I need to have a few of my votes since I can't gerrymander the state anymore to win. I have to get, more votes. And the thing is, the Peggies are going to vote against him. So he needs to get rid of the Peggies. And he's like, suddenly be like, if you could change some of the Peggies' mind or reduce their numbers, wink, wink, and, make sure they disappear. And it makes it so mafioso style, yet so politically dark humor. But basically, when you kill them halfway through the mission, it's just like, oh, I can hear them randomly jumping off cliffs and randomly exploding. Wow, how convenient. And it's just like such a dark sense of humor in the game. And it really appeals to all senses of humor in this game. Like you can have crazy, Clutch Nixon being crazy, evil Knievel. You also have an FBI guy who promises to help you. Then that promises to help you. And you go through doing crazy stunts and stuff like that. You also even film a movie as well. You help some guy film a movie by like doing all these things. And one of the stunts, that actual monsters. Then you have to kill them all. Also, you do have to do a gun range as well. Like there's a gun range challenge as well, which is incredibly fun. And also there's other DLC as well. Like there's characters in the game where they talk about like old times. Like one of them talks about Vietnam. And you basically play as him going through Vietnam and rescuing all his friends and stuff like that. Another guy, he basically gets teleported to Mars, and you play a quick Mars mission in the DLC. And that is super fun. Like, it is super fun. It's even got Clutch Nixon missions up there. And the DLC is amazing. Like, there's even got gravity jump. You can double jump. You got a gravity gun and stuff like that. And it's probably like one of the most funnest games I've played. And the ending is a fucking massive twist as well. Like, you'll be like, whoa, what the hell is going on? And Far Cry 5, I've got to say, is one of the better games. There's also another game, which is a zombie kill mode. I didn't find that any good, to be honest. I didn't think that was very good at all. The Vietnam and the, what else? What's the other DLC in this game? I don't want to spoil the plot, but I want to see the DLC. So there's Hours of Darkness and Lost on Mars. They were very good DLCs. I guess they were Dead Living Zombies. They were pretty meh, to be completely honest. Like, completely honest, like, the Undead one was pretty meh DLC. Everything else is really, really fucking good about the game. Like, the Vietnam one, I think I completed one night. And same with the Mars one, like, I think it was 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. And the Vietnam one was like 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. And dude, in the Vietnam one, the AK is the most OP weapon by far. And like if you just had the AK, you just like spray non-stop and always win. And in the Mars one, there's a mixture between the weapons. You have to actually switch your weapons in and out. And you have to actually think with gravity to try and get some puzzles solved. Now you're gonna get to a meme. So if you guys are unaware, there's a meme.
Drinks, no alcohol, rip. Term deal
And
breakers.
this is back in the day. Back in the day here. As my webcam is frozen off.
Dude, you ran over my bear!
So this is me playing Far Cry 5, and he's running over my bear, which we named Mocha. And he just keeps like backing off.
Oh my god! He like killed my bear and ran over it.
So basically, I love this game so much that I was streaming it at 8 a.m. in the morning playing this game. That's how much I love Far Cry 5. Like, I streamed it at 8 a.m. in the morning, just want to play more and more of this game. And basically, the bear I have, you can have a companion. And this guy killed my bear. Like, the AI ran over my bear, backed up, ran over it again. And that's the wackiness of that game. Now, we're talking about the next game in the series, which is going to be Far Cry New Dawn. So basically, after the events of Far Cry 5, Far Cry New Dawn comes in. I'm going to say I enjoy this game as well, because it brings back a lot of the characters from Far Cry 5. And I think I'm not sure. And it really ties up the storyline from Far Cry 5 with the survivors of what happens in Far Cry 5. And also brings in a few more characters as well. And it also brings in a few old faces as well. And you may recognize the other parts as well. But it brings in some two chicks that you just want to hate. Like these two chicks, the villains here, as you guys see here. These two chicks, you just hate them to bits because they are so smug and they are so annoying. And when you do get to kill them, you just feel satisfied that you indeed, like, took them off, Had an ad about a pie. Interesting ad. And have you seen Dead Island 2? No, I've not. Cute moment, Linus Tech. Interesting. I'll show that later, Snooks, when I get time. Far Cry New Dawn, I've got to say. It's not as good as Far Cry 5, but it's an amazing, amazing game where, it just highlights the craziness of Far Cry 5 and also gives back the nostalgic feel of Far Cry 5 as well. We can travel where all the old people used to be, like, the compounds and stuff like that. And then you actually get the powers of the Bible people, basically. And essentially what you're trying to do, you're trying to fend off this regime, these crazy regime who are all like about fluoro colors and stuff like that. And I'll say the story was very, very fun. Basically, you had to fend off a few invasions here and there. And you had to, like, basically, what's the other thing? You got a hook shot as well, which was pretty awesome. And you got a chainsaw gun that fired, like, boomerang chainsaws, which was epically fun to use as well. And, that's pretty much it. And it's just really a nostalgic feel of the old game. Now, guys, by the way, I'll be giving away a Gold Edition of Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn Deluxe Edition as well, which gets you a few extra skins, and Far Cry 5 Gold Edition gets you all the DLC. So that's worth about 180 AUD. I'll probably be giving away that for this week. Now, next up, we're going to talk about another one, which is Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 was basically... It's a game in 2013, but it's one of the most hilarious games I've played because Trevor is the most funniest fuck in that game. You got Michael, who's like, basically melting down because his marriage and shit's falling apart. And you got Franklin, who's like the guy who's sane in that crew, and you're sitting there going like, oh, poor Franklin. Poor Franklin. Like every time you could get Franklin in the middle of a Michael and Trevor fucking like, yelling at each other. And Trevor's like a crazed meth lord who will just fucking do anything. Like in one scene, he literally pulls down his pants and goes, is that not good enough for you? And Trevor at one point, like, literally, like, kidnaps one of the high crime lord's wife. And it's hilarious. And, like, they've all got their own group of friends. And Franklin has some interesting friends. And, dude, man, the N-word was dropped. I think it was I'm trying to figure his name. Like, his friend is just like, N-word, 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 my N-word. And it was just non-stop N-word dropping. Like, he dropped, like, 10 N-words in about 20 seconds. And I'm, like, sitting there like, dude, man, like, holy shit. And Lamar, that's right, Lamar. And he was just like, N-word, N-word, N-word. And he just got himself in all sorts of trouble. And there was the other people like Franklin, man. I feel sorry for him. Like, Franklin's like, hey, Franklin, can you tow some trucks for me? Franklin's like, yes, I'll fucking do it. Those eyes rolls and stuff like that. And... dude, man, Franklin, I gotta say now, Franklin was, like, used by everyone, including the disabled guy. I forget his name, who does all the heists. I think it's, I forget his name. Got it top of my head. But the guy who organized all the heists, and, dude, he was used by him so much to assassinate people. Lester, that's right. Oh, my God. I felt so sorry for Franklin by the end of the game. And this game is hilarious in single player. Like, it gets so hilarious. Like, Trevor's storyline is the most hilarious storyline ever. Basically, he kills like an entire drug family, and 2 of them are still alive, and they come after him. It's like, oh, I thought I killed them all. I thought I killed you guys all. You can go join your family in heaven. And it's just a crazy, wacky filled game where you just like blow up things and stuff like that. And you got to handle Michael's family as well, which is kind of crazy as well. And oh my God, Trevor and Michael. That's all you got to say. Trevor and goddamn Michael. I got the app for single player. Okay. But geez. That I can control the doggo. Also, there's a dog in that game, which is hilarious, where you can use the dog. And there are so many mini games in that game. Like, there's heists. So you can actually do actual multiplayer heists as well. And there's a lot of mini games in that game that you can play as well, like with the shooting galleries. And I'm not sure I don't think you can go bowling, but there's another mini game as well. And oh my God, this game is just crazy. You can play this game online. There's an online community as well. There's also an ARP role-playing community as well, but it's not really GTA 5. But if you enjoy just like blowing shit up, GTA 5 is your game. There's golf, tennis, there's also yoga. At one point, you catch a yoga instructor trying to, I think Michael catches a yoga instructor trying to hit on his wife, and Michael like just goes after him. It's fucking hilarious. Like, there's so many crazy scenes in that game, and Michael's like literally like, oh my God. I just love Michael at this point. Like, Michael's just a man that his life has just gone completely out of control. Like, completely out of control. He's, it's done. Yeah, if you AFK at the mission as Franklin, Amanda and the coach gets it on. Oh boy. Wow, that's something I don't know as well. It's like the Far Cry 5 and Far Cry 4 secret endings where if you just sit there, the game gives you something basically. Kind of crazy, eh? So next up we're going to talk about, it's going to be the last game I'm going to be reviewing. This game won't be given away, it's just Far Cry 5 and the new Dawn Gold Edition being given away. The last game is going to be Yakuza 0. Yakuza 0 is kind of like GTA 5, the wackiness, but it's got more serious elements and no cars, okay? You just beat the shit out of everyone in Yakuza 0. And Yakuza 0 has one of the best intros I've ever had into a fighting game, where there's like two drunk guys fighting, and they're in the way, and Nishiki, one of Kiryu's friends, is like, why didn't we punch them sober with my fists? And then suddenly when, Kiryu beats the shit out of them, they're suddenly sober. They're like, oh, was I drunk? And it's like, what the fuck? And they've also got the interesting virgin scene in the car derby where the kids are making fun of the guy for being a virgin because one of his mums suggests that he's a virgin, and it turns out he is, obviously. But then he ends up in the later Yakuza games getting married, which is a good thing as well. And he had to quit being the fighter because he was getting married. And Yakuza 0 really explores the startings of Majima and Kiryu. And there's a lot of things that happen in Yakuza Kiwami 2 and other games where it's really built upon back here. Like, for example, with Kiryu being very good at property, it's found upon back here as well. And there's a lot of crazy mini games in this game. Thank you for following my dog. And basically, there's a lot of mini games in here. There's the cabaret club that you find addicting. There's a car derby that you guys will love as well. The car derby. There's also fighting as well. If you just want to beat the fuck out of everyone, you can just fight everything on the street. You can even hit people with motorcycles, chairs, crowbars, swords, you name it, that you can hit people with it. What other mini games is there? There's Majima's Cabaret Club. There's Kiryu's Properties, where you can have property battles, which is basically just trading card battles. There's also some crazy side stories with Steven Spielberg and this production guy. And you can have a chicken. Like, if you do bowling as Kiryu, you can have a chicken be a property manager, which is kind of funny when a chicken, is a really, really much better property manager. Also, as well, you get arcade games as well. And it's just a hilarious game. It's got a really serious storyline to it. And there's got these sub-stories as well, where, basically there's one of them, which is the most disgusting sub-story ever, where a person's selling underwear, used underwear, and Kiryu's got to try to get her to stop, and Kiryu has to go undercover. And it's so awkward, because Kiryu's like, I don't want to do this, but I have to, kind of thing. It's just like, oh my god, it's so bad. And in the end, Kiryu has to fight off like a crazed guy who's like desperately in love with one of these people. And there's also some serious sub-stories with some good endings out of it as well. And also some things, in the shadows. Like, for example, from in Yakuza 0, as Majima, you meet Ruji from Kiwami 2 as well, and you beat him up effectively. And Majima is like, oh wow, that guy's really, really strong. Also, at the same time, you get to see why Majima is such a tragic, romance person as well. And, you get to see Kiryu on how he became who he became effectively. And, basically what him and Nishiki were before Yakuza 1. And you get to see a lot of important storylines built here as well, like how is he good friends with certain people effectively as well. Like, how is he good friends with the, I forget his name, the king of the underworld, like the homeless people. You get to see how good of a friend he was with him. And also you get to see Kiryu's house burn, basically. And how much deep shit Kiryu was in. And you get to see how the Millennium Tower was built as well, and how Kiryu made up with all his friends. So we're going to go to the Virgin clip quickly. So we're going to get to here. I'm going to show off the Virgin clip. So basically this is one point in the game which is kind of wacky. Like, it's absolute crazy. And, we'll get to it now. So here we go.
Oh my god. The roasting is strong.
See?
That's very unkind of your mother to say. She's wrong. Wrong.
Wait, hang on.
That's
2 seconds.
unkind of your mother to say. She's wrong.
Okay, 2 seconds. Let me just get this one right, okay? I gotta love how my website has been, like, hijacked by this clip. And it's not changing. It's not changing.
Oh my god. The roasting is strong. That's very unkind of your mother to say. She's wrong.
I even did a clap. They did a clap. This is what happened when I shaved my fringe, by the way. Like, I shaved my fringe off and I looked like that. Pretty bad. Virgin.
So hard.
Oh my god. Like, seriously, that is the most funniest line I've ever seen in a game. Like, holy shit. I think they forgot oil. What do you mean? Oh, dude, that was such a roast. Like, dude, I was laughing so hard when that scene came up. Like, dude, like I was like trying to keep in laughter so I didn't like laugh so uncontrollably about that. Cause like virgin, virgin, virgin. Oh man, that was such a good game though. Like, dude, like I gotta say now, like if you want to play a game, that's probably the game to play for that. By the way, guys, that's gonna be it for chill time. That's a bad joke, considering it. Oh my god. I'm not going to entertain that, Demon Hunter. I'm not going to entertain that. But guys, if you guys enjoyed the games in review, you can get those on Steam. If you guys enjoyed this chat, obviously, you can subscribe below, enjoy this video. And also as well, guys, with new YouTube videos as well, I'm going to be doing the Girl Gamer Cup and also the Guy Gamer Cup tomorrow. And I'll put those up on YouTube as well. You can, if you guys agree with the best streamer that I picked or not, you guys can chill out there as well. So once again, guys, the giveaway will be updated on Saturday to include Far Cry 5 Gold Edition with Far Cry New Dawn Deluxe Edition. That'll be the only game being given away this week. And, you know, that'll be pretty much it for Chill Time with Joseph today for the YouTube guys. For the Twitch guys, we'll be playing some Final Fantasy VII Remake, trying to finish off the game today. And hope you guys can stick around. So first of all, I've got to plug in my Final Fantasy VII because I've got Animal Crossing still plugged in from Tuesday. So I'll plug that in. And you know, that's pretty much it. So if you guys enjoyed the channel, subscribe to me below and hit the notification bell. And also, as well, subscribe to my Twitter and Discord and Instagram if you want to see an update when I'm playing games and when I'm streaming. So see you guys for now. I'll be back, guys, on Twitch with Final Fantasy VII Remake. So give me a few moments to ta